All right, friends, it's T-Man. We're back again, bro. We're going to do a reaction video to our good friend, JasonBlaha, the gym, lifting, recruiting, fitness, gym slave himself, JasonBlaha, who's now not only on testosterone, but on Primobalin to create a fake rip. All right. Anyways, let's react to this video. Blaha says humans thrive on omnivore whole food diets. Okay. So just like his strength is fake, so is his skinny look, his ripped look. Because he injects strength to lift heavy, and he lost weight by taking Primo. Okay. But he's going to convince you the food did it. The food did it, and his exercise did it. Yeah, sure, okay.
Humans are omnivores, and we thrive on an omnivore diet. Hey, everybody.
No, we don't. We are animals of opportunity. That's what that means. There's no such thing as omnivore. There's only herbivore and carnivore. There's no such thing as an omnivore. That's made up. It just means animal of opportunity. If you have the opportunity, and you're hungry, you'll just eat anything. That's all. Pretty much you'll eat it. That's the cause. That's the problem with a lot of animals in the wild. They could be animals of opportunity like pigs. They start eating slop and they get sick and shit, and they pass disease and whatever. Just like humans, they're riddled with diseases. Why? Because they're eating what they're not supposed to be eating. They're breaking the laws of nature. It's kind of obvious. But Blaha's like, oh, we're omnivores. These are normal symptoms of being sick and everything, having psoriasis and eczema and fucking cancer and all these fucking diseases. Yes, metabolic diseases, enlarged prostate, fatty liver, kidney disease, fucking rotting teeth and shit, losing eyesight, glasses, whatever, losing your hair from your head. Yeah, these are natural. I lost the hair off my head because it's natural. Yeah. No, you see, the way these so-called artificial synthetic diets work that you're eating is that they affect people all in different ways. So you complain about people why they look ugly, then you complain about why people don't do good in school, you complain why people have cancer, some don't. The people always go like this, they go, oh, why did I get the cancer? Why didn't they get it? Or, yeah, what do you think the kids are saying in school? Why did I get the ADHD? Why didn't he get it? How come he's getting A's and I'm not? You want to know why? Because you're all dysfunctional. You understand me? The way these diseases hit people, they all hit them in different ways. Get it? In ways. Not everybody gets hit with the same disease. See what I mean? And not everybody's eating the pretty much the same synthetic foods, but how much you're eating and how it's affecting you is different in each person. See what I mean? But people, they're too stupid, too daft to see that. They're so blind they can't fucking see that. Like Blaha. He's going to convince you something artificial is good for you.
JasonBlaha here, and I thought I would chat with you guys and gals a little bit about this today. And as funny as this sounds, a lot of people would be like, Jason, do we even need to say this? Right, do we even need to say this? It's almost a silly statement. But apparently in today's fitness world, we do have to have that conversation. All right, we absolutely have to have that conversation. It has to be had because we see the people on both extremes are so militant at times. And the reality is people who follow pure carnivore diets or people who follow pure vegan diets, it's much more different.
Vegan diet doesn't exist. There's no such thing. And there's no such thing as carnivore diet. You are a carnivore. There's no such thing as diet. Man, there's no such thing as diets. Man-made, okay, dude? It's a behavior. You're behaving irrational if you're not eating what you're supposed to be eating as a carnivore. And a herbivore would be acting irrational if he started eating meat, which he's not supposed to. He eats fucking grass.
It is much more difficult to optimize things. It's much more difficult to optimize body composition, blood work, health markers, everything. It really is. So it's when people fall into these ideological camps, it is never going to be.
This guy is your typical slave, and he recruits slaves. At least he's trying to recruit slaves. But the way he looks and the way he acts, he's not recruiting any slaves. Nobody watches him. For a guy that has 114,000 subs, which are fake he bought, his views are like, what, a couple of hundred views. And they're only watching it for entertainment purposes, to watch this slave away his life. Huh.
Optimal.
You know, people ask me, why don't you make gym videos and do this and do that? Listen, YouTube doesn't pay me enough to slave myself for you. You understand me? That's why I don't make any of those videos. Oh, make some workout videos, or make out a plan how to work out. Do this or do that. T, could you do this? Could you do that? I could do a lot of stuff, but I don't get paid to do any of that. So why would I slave myself to something? I make these videos because I have the time. I've got 10, 20 minutes to make this video. I make them really early in the morning, usually 5 in the morning when I'm up. So, yeah.
Is never going to be optimal, okay? And the truth is, there's no reason to do this. And I get it, different people have their viewpoints. There's politics, there's ethics. These have become almost social movements.
Politics, he's making this stuff up. Listen to him.
But what we really need is a social movement away from junk food, okay? If you want a social movement, it's
junk food. All plant foods, which are engineered by man, are all junk food. What is he talking about? Everything is junk food.
Hey,
it's synthetic.
Let's stop eating garbage, right? And what will we place at the top of that list? Not going to be, hey, let's avoid all meat or dairy. All right, no. Hey, let's avoid all fiber and vegetables. No.
Yes, avoid all fiber and vegetables, and society will not suffer. They will not suffer.
No. How about let's avoid refined sugar, added fats? That would include oils, butters, right? All that. But butter, that doesn't count peanut butter. Although we could make a case, it's hard.
He's got this thing about butter or something. Yeah, eat peanut butter, Blaha. Eat more of that. You're looking really good. You're going on 86.
We're going to lose weight consuming nut butters and alcohol. Okay, there's your big ones. Realistically, if we look at the stuff that's causing the harm.
It's funny how people find this as entertaining. He does the exact same exercises, the exact same lifts every single day. You think that people would just stop watching his channel altogether? It just would die out. Then I would go on and make other videos about other channels, which are more other lifting slaves. Like Greg Doucette is a slave. He's a recruiting slave for sure.
That's your big three. That's your big three right there. Right?
Yes, that's your big waste of time right there.
Then we can get into, say, really refined meats and stuff next. You probably shouldn't be eating bacon. You probably shouldn't be eating a bunch of sausage. Okay, those are...
Bacon and sausage? Well, they're ruminant. They're not ruminant animals. You know, as hunters, we wouldn't eat those. And they're domesticated because we're farming them.
Those are your big ones on the meat. You know, so let's, when you look at the problems with meat, that's your big ones.
Yeah.
Those are the people who have the worst blood work. People who are fit and healthy and eat a fair...
They have the worst blood work, people that eat that? No, they don't. They have bad blood work because they're eating fucking artificial synthetic diets. Even your milk is synthetic. It causes your arteries to get clogged because they put back these artificial synthetic vitamins in the milk and shit. It's synthetic, bro. And it's been pasteurized and how shit been done to it. It's you're drinking synthetic milk. That milk is destroying you. You just have no clue. People don't have any clue. They think, oh well, like Blaha, hey, I'm drinking ultra filtered milk. Yeah, they put a word in there. They say ultra filtered. All they did was just put a word. It's the same milk. They packaged it differently, and they say, yeah, it's ultra filtered. And Blaha's like, yes, but I'm drinking ultra filtered. It's ultra pasteurized. That's what it is. Ultra pasteurized. That's all it really is. It's garbage. It's synthetic. It's garbage. Give you heart disease, fucking who knows what, man. It'll give you all kinds of metabolic diseases. It's got sugar in it, cholesterol, sugar. It spikes it spikes insulin, it fucking glucagon, bro. It's gets great garbage.
Amount of sirloin steak and eggs, especially like the more.
I like sirloin steak too, but here's the problem. I have to wash it when I take them home because it's filled with nitrates. They put toxic plants because plants are toxic, and they sprinkle those fucking nitrates all over our meat. What do you expect? They're poisoning you on every corner. He's complaining about meat and you know, dairy products, meat products, or whatever, about doing dairy. He likes dairy, but he's talking about meat products are being bad for you. It's not the meat products that are bad for you. It's the nitrates that they put on it. Ding dong.
Rich in omega-3 eggs and stuff. They have good blood work. People who eat cheese even have usually good blood work.
They get good blood work eating cheese, eggs. Yeah, if you eat raw eggs, you're supposed to be eating your stuff raw, animals raw. But again, they put nitrates on it. They do stuff to it. They spray shit, everything. Your so-called synthetic vegetables and fruits, bro. They're so highly sprayed with glyphosates and I don't know, fucking whatever. It's highly sprayed, okay, with these toxins, and they have toxins, their own toxins. So this is even more crazy.
It's not even associated with it.
It's no wonder people just die off, really, you know, just die off right away.
Same thing, we come over to the vegetables, carbohydrates, fiber. Those things are not the problem.
Your tap water is filled with what, chlorine and fluoride and a bunch of bacteria because it's been recycled a billion times over and it's still being recycled and you're just drinking recycled water. It's dead. It's devoid of any minerals or anything in there. There's nothing in there, bro. It's dead water. In order to get mineralized water, you have to go up north. You have to go up north. You have to find groundwater and fill up containers and take them home with you to the city. I have to do that. I have to go to my place up north. I have to fill up huge containers and bring it back with me because it's mineralized water. I feel better. My teeth feel better, my bones, my body. But over time, if you keep drinking dead water, it's dead, filled with chemicals that destroy your progenitor cells. They smear them. And then these nitrates, when you eat them, they did tests on it. You eat these meats and stuff with the nitrates, you don't clean them off or wash them, or they're stuck in there or whatever, the processed meat. They destroy your progenitor cells, your stem cells. They fucking destroy them. Why would you want to do that? So you're going to exercise and eat this artificial food and destroy your stem cells in the process? Wow, this is crazy. That's why you look so old.
Problem. They're absolutely not the problem. Right? It's all the refined junk. It's all the refined junk. And I'm not even making...
Yeah, no, you're wrong, Blaha. They're doing it to our milk and everything, cheese, whatever. You name it. Whatever they're doing there, they're doing it to it. They're poisoning it. It's synthetic. They've pasteurized it and they put nitrates all over the meat.
In a case in this video for higher carb, lower fat, lower carb, higher fat, moderating both. I'm not even discussing all that. Macros is a whole different topic.
Zero carb and higher animal fat is much better for you. Much better for you. Yep.
I'm talking purely about these other things. But let's be realistic. Let's look at the evidence we have.
You have to start to get your kids to go back to eating natural food. You have to put them on a natural diet. You have to feed them raw milk. You have to feed them raw eggs. You have to grow them up eating that food, eating raw meat, eating raw fish. You have to condition them back to normal. You have to put them back to normal to eat these foods. You know, well, here's the thing. Over time, now as an adult, the more I eat raw food, the more I detest this like cooked food and pasteurized stuff, whatever they're doing there. I don't like it. Every time I see people eating that, I just look at it and I think it's gross. They're eating that gross shit, garbage. They're just shoving garbage down their throats, synthetic food. What do you call it? These noodles with cheese on it, you know, Kraft dinner and fucking who knows whatever else they're doing there, these crazy noodles and shit.
I've told people for a long time, it's probably healthier to be largely plant-based. But then what about when we
How could it be healthy being plant-based if plants are filled with toxins and they don't have all the amino acids? And not only that, but they're devoid of nutrients, bro. They're devoid of so many nutrients. They're just ridiculous. You can't, it's anti-nutrient, man. You can't absorb it, and it'll destroy over time because they're filled with sugar, bro. Get it? Fructose and everything. They're filled with these things. They'll destroy you.
come to body composition? It's a lot harder on body composition, especially if we're trying to really push the benefits of things like protein overfeeding. But body composition matters for health. There's the problem with that, okay? And that's a point I'm going to get to. I'm going to get into some problems with both of these sides.
Body composition matters for health. No, what you eat matters for your health. Your body will return to homeostasis.
Understand you're creating limits that don't need to be there. We're creating problems by going this extreme.
Yeah, you are creating problems going that extreme, Blaha. Look at you, you're an example.
Look at the... We're creating problems by going this extreme. Look at the data that I saw a link on Menno's page. Big study comparing an omnivorous diet versus going purely plant-based with a bunch of women who lifted. The women, when
What?
they took them over to even a structured vegan diet, they all lost a little bit of muscle tissue. Right? Whoa. That meant purely switching to that, they lost muscle. I went purely plant-based again for a little while just for health to see what would happen again. And I kind of noticed a slight regression at that point too. I felt good. Don't get me wrong, I felt pretty good. But at what cost? I felt like I started to regress a little. And then all of a sudden I switched back over. I threw some whey protein stuff back in, and then I do better. And look where I am now. I eat a nice, solid omnivorous diet. I eat a lot of.
He showed you, he had a picture in his community section. He was eating a lot of meat and chicken, beef and chicken. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the food stamps, maybe the money came in, the donations, who knows? I'm not sure.
Vegetables. Okay. Eat a lot of animal protein.
Maybe YouTube is giving him a few bucks on the side. I don't know, his videos. That's why he has to make 5-6 videos a day just so he can make ends meet.
Guys, I'm about to turn 48. By the time this video hits, it'll probably be like 2 weeks before my birthday.
Wow, he's so proud about getting old. I am not proud about getting old. I'm in the process of I already figured out, it took me a while to figure out what reverses aging. I had to look through science text and everything. It took me quite a while to figure it out. There are 2 parts to reverse aging. And there's one big part definitely to it. And it, like I said, it took me a while. I had to experiment with lots of things and see what I would look like, how I would change, how I function, how I feel, a bunch of stuff. Now I finally figured it out. It took me like I said, it took me quite a while, but I figured it out. It's just it's actually very simple. It's one thing. It's just one thing. And it's the glue that holds your entire body. And that's the one thing that is going to reverse aging. You can actually reverse aging and actually stay quite young and wear off all this destruction that you're doing to your body, the oxidation, being exposed to, the elements, a bunch of stuff. It'll wear it all off.
All right. We're making gains again. We're making gains.
Yep.
But yeah.
He's making gains, all right. 86 years old, going on 85, going on 86.
So the problem you run into is optimizing body composition. And yes, it matters. And we can argue it doesn't. Look at the research on muscle. Look at the research on body fat. Generally speaking, the more muscle you have, the better a lot of your health risks become. Okay? Pretty clear. the less fat you.
You're not gaining any muscle though. That's the problem. You don't have any. You didn't build any muscle. You're not gaining. Nobody is out there. You're just gaining sarcoplasmic muscle. People, they don't realize that. Muscles have a domain limit, man. They have a myonuclear domain limit.
Have the less inflammation, the less cancer, the less heart disease you have. It's pretty clear. The data on this is very strong in these. So yes, there's a point where we could argue the protein itself for people who aren't lifting or any of that, okay, yeah, protein overfeeding, not a big deal. But what about people who are? If you look at the benefits of the muscle to fat ratio, they're enormous. So yeah, it is hard to get enough protein and sufficient quality protein. Absolutely. In addition, we could argue about other nutrients. All right, the same thing for, look at these pure carnivore type crowds. Look at their blood work, especially if they go on the really crazy keto end. Okay? Health markers look horrific. Even if they look pretty good, their health markers are horrific. But even on the lower carb approach, look at what they're eating. Are the people who are eating moderately lean steak, even chicken thighs, salmon, with lots of vegetables, and then making sure they're getting healthy fats in there? Avocados, almonds, walnuts, okay, with plenty of vegetables. Those people.
I like how he just throws these words around. Almonds, avocado, healthy fats, all that. They're not healthy fats, bro. Healthy fat is animal fat.
People have good blood work on keto diets. It's when the people start throwing in all the bacon and butter.
People don't even understand blood work. Neither do doctors. They're like, oh, there's high cholesterol here, so we need to give you statins. Meanwhile, cholesterol is an antioxidant. Why is it raised so high? Ask yourself that question. What's raising it really? Well, a guy did a vegan diet, and guess what? His cholesterol rose through the roof. What does that say exactly? What does that say? See what I mean? People are so stupid. People are so stupid. Here's the thing. If you go check your testosterone, he goes, well, my testosterone's really low. Why is everybody suffering from low testosterone? Why? Because carbohydrates, when you eat them, because that's the majority of what you're eating, your slave food increases estrogen. And if it increases estrogen, then they can't occupy the same space now, can they? Testosterone and estrogen. So what happens to the testosterone? It's converted to what? Estrogen. Yeah, duh. And then they go, well, I have to go on TRT. Or the penises are shrinking. Yeah, because these other hormones, they also are fucking shrinking too, along with it, because they're converting to estrogen. Your penis, your nuts are shrinking. You got small penis, small nuts, whatever. These characteristics, they're not coming out because you're suffering from high estrogen. And then people can't figure out why they're turning into transgender. They're turning into transgender because high estrogen. See what I mean? Or why are these girls, why are they menstrual cycling, whatever, at such a young age, 10 years old or whatever? It's the foods that you're eating. They're the cause of these things. See what I mean? Like I said in the beginning of the video, how people react to these foods are all different. See what I mean? It's how it hits people. It hits them in a different way. It doesn't hit them in the same way. And then they all try to turn to this guy, this God guy in the sky. And then they start praying, why am I not doing good in school? Or why did this happen to me? Or why am I short and ugly? Or why can't I be sporty? Why am I not good in sports? Or why am I suffering from this disease or that disease? Or my teeth or my hair is falling out or whatever, bro. I don't know.
And the sausage. That's the people whose blood work looks like a nightmare. The ones who start cutting vegetables and fiber too low. That's whose blood work.
Well, that's a lie, because I just showed this before in a previous video. There's a guy online. He does experiments. Remember the Oreo cookie thing? Yeah, he did Oreo cookie, and I think it lowered the cholesterol. Well, he's on vegan diet, and his cholesterol went through the roof. Why is that, Blaha? See what I mean? Blaha's crazy.
It looks like a nightmare. See the problem?
Let me tell you something. If you're eating your natural food as a natural carnivore, you know what I mean? You as a carnivore, you eat your natural food. Your blood work, it'll never show up as being anything bad. You understand me? Nothing.
Okay, so these approaches work. Notice that either one, they do okay.
These antioxidants that they call antioxidants in plants, they don't work in humans. The antioxidant that works in humans is cholesterol. You're made out of cholesterol. Your cells are all made out of cholesterol. You need animal fat. You need cholesterol. Without it, you'll die. You'll die. That's why when they give you statins and you lower your cholesterol, it's blocked and it lowers it, you die. Yeah, they die. A lot of people die. They know. They know your people die. They put them on statins and then they die. I had a friend. They put him on statins and shortly later he died. Get it? Yeah.
If they keep the whole foods and they avoid the garbage and they don't go too extreme, they still do okay because they're eating clean whole foods and working out. There's your key. But people tend to always do better when they do both. Every single time. When you eat a balanced diet that includes animal and protein and plant, that is almost entirely whole foods, high in protein, high in fiber, you tend to do really, really well. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today.
Oh man, him and these plants, man, you don't do well. People don't do well. He's lying. He's just making this shit up, man. I don't know why he's doing this. He's really stubborn. I'll see you in the next one, friends. Don't you think about that? Like, subscribe, support the channel. I'll see you in the next video. He is definitely a lifting slave, bro. This is lifting slave. See you in the next one. Ciao, friends.